Hey, what's up everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another prediction video. This is for UFC Vegas 56, Rozenstruik versus Volkov. Before we get into that, we're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 55, then we'll get right into 56. UFC Vegas 55, I went 4-1 on my bets for plus 3.8 units. It was a pretty tough night overall, like a lot of hard bets. It was a tough card to bet. Then you had the bad judges' decisions, just a lot of crazy stuff lately, man. It's getting tough to bet MMA. But yeah, I ended up making some profit, 4-1 for plus 3.8 units. My four winning bets, my first winning bet was Tabitha Ricci, 1.9 units to win 1.5 units. And she did exactly what I thought. She was going to be able to get the takedowns, be on top, and stay safe. My second winning bet was Jailton Almeida under 1.5 rounds. I had 1.65 units to win 1.25. And yeah, man, he goes for the kill every second of every fight. So I thought he was going to finish that in the first. Parker Porter's not all that great. He's, a low-level heavyweight. Third winning bet was Jonathan Martinez Park parlay, 1.7 units to win 2.05 units. Martinez handled his business pretty easy, but Park, man, that was a tough fight, close fight. He stuffed about 22 takedowns, so I was glad when he got the decision. My fourth winning bet was Cheaty. Fight does not go the distance. Holly Holm over 3.5 rounds. Both of them were pretty safe bets. They both hit pretty easy. Holly Holm, it was a little scary when she got put in that rear naked choke in like the second round, but she ended up getting out of it, and that fight went the distance. My one losing bet was Felipe Corrales, 2.5 units to win 1.5 units. Man, I owe Chase Hooper an apology. He improved a lot. His striking improved. His wrestling looks a lot better. He was a lot bigger in Felipe, man. He was a lot bigger. He looked like, about 20, 25 pounds bigger, but he did what he had to do to get the win. Cardio was good, everything. So congratulations, Chase Hooper. I won't be fading you anymore like that. So I am now, my official bets record is 105-70, 105 wins, 70 losses for plus 46.3 units. My units are $100 units. So this week I won 3.8, I won $380 in total. I'm up $4,630. So yeah, man, I've been killing it for a long time. So everybody right now, if you haven't already, please stop, like the video, subscribe to my page, and hit the bell notifications, and you'll get early videos like this. Putting this video out early because I got to go out of town this weekend, so I'd rather put it out early than next Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, man, I've won three out of the last 4 weeks. My one losing week was 0.4 units. I lost 0.4 units. That was when Namanuna should have got that draw, and I should have won 2 units. But so yeah, I'm plus 0.88 units in the last month, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep that going. I'm on a two card win streak, and we're gonna keep that going on this one for sure. So yeah, let's get into UFC Vegas 56. First fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Tony Gravely versus Johnny Munoz Jr. Tony Gravely's 22-7, currently sitting at minus 145. Johnny Munoz is 11-1, currently sitting at plus 115. This is going to be a good match because it's going to be a nice grappling match. Both these guys really like to grapple, really like to wrestle, and I want to see what happens out of it. It's two prospects. Tony Gravely, excellent wrestling. He's got pretty good BJJ, decent striking. He's just real little. He's only 5'5" with the 69-inch reach, where Munoz is 5'9" with the 71-inch reach, so he's going to have 4 inches of height and 2 inches of reach, which is a lot. Tony Gravely, though, great wrestling. He's got good cardio. He can be caught in submissions. I think he's been submitted he's finished in 6 of his 7 losses, and he's been submitted in 5 of them. He's got good ground and pound. He's got pretty good boxing, but his chin, you've seen against like Nate Maness and a couple other guys, he can be cracked and dropped and finished because he just doesn't have that good a striking defense. Johnny Munoz, on the other hand, man, he's looked really good. He's impressed me in his UFC fights. I thought he got the win over Nate Maness, or at least a draw, because he did get a point taken from him, but he's a world champion BJJ black belt. This dude's really accomplished in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world. He's got a good double leg takedown, and he's got a good body lock takedown. Like, he's got good wrestling himself, pretty good striking, uses a lot of kicks, and got some pretty straight punches. I think this fight is going to stand up for a little while, but maybe like a minute or two, and this is going to be a total grappling match, kind of like Gravely versus John's fight. And I don't know, man, Gravely's just been submitted too many times for me to pick him when he's going against a guy that's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. All it's going to take is one mistake for Gravely. He almost got choked out in his last fight against Simon Oliveira. He was in a tight guillotine real fast in the first round within like the first minute. Luckily, he was able to get out of that. But yeah, man, I'm going to take Johnny Munoz in this fight. I'm going to take him by a first or second round sub. as the underdog, but I don't have no bets on this. I'm not gonna probably bet it. I'll look at the over under, but I'm probably not gonna bet it. I just want to see what happens out of these two, and I know how to bet them better going forward. But I do want to watch that fight because it's gonna be a good fight. Next fight is Alonzo Menifield versus Askar Mozharov. This fight is going to be crazy, man. Alonzo Menifield's 11-3, is currently sitting at -160. Askar is 25-7, currently sitting at +130. Menifield, man, you know him. He's got decent striking, good striking with power. He's got decent wrestling. He's got, you know, kind of a suspect gas tank, kind of a suspect chin, and he seems to slow down, you know, by that second round. But he's got a pretty good jab. He's got pretty good leg kicks, and he's got a pretty good clinch up against the cage, as you've seen against William Knight. Askar Mozharov, man, there's not much tape. I found like 5 fights on this guy, but he's fought a lot of regional stuff. He's fought in like China. He's fought all over, really. But the dude is crazy, man. I don't know if I've ever seen a fighter like him. This guy really legit comes out from the start of the fight and throws haymakers with both arms, crazy kicks, you know, and he's got decent technique. I actually think he has better striking than Menifield. It's just it's going to be pretty much like who connects first. Because this dude's good. I mean, 25-7. He goes completely crazy from the opening bell. He has KO power with both hands, both legs. Like this dude, 25. All of losses but one are in the first round, and all 7 of his losses are by finish, and all 25 of his wins are by finish by the middle of the second. So. This dude's crazy, and he's got crazy power, and we've seen Menifield get hurt. I'm going to take Askar by first round left hook KO knockout because that seems to be what Menifield, that's what Vince hit him with. William Knight dropped him with the left hook. So I'm going to say that Askar hits him with the left hook and drops him in the first round. I'm not betting this fight on that. I am waiting for the over-under to come out because I'm going to smash the under. I don't care what it is. I'm smashing it. Like I said, this is an underfight. This Askar dude, when you watch him fight, he is crazy, man. And I think that he could catch Menifield. I really do. So give me Askar. Not betting that. I am going to bet the under, though. Next fight is in the men's lightweight division. We got Joe Solecki versus Alex Da Silva. Joe Solecki's 11-3, currently sitting at -170, and Alex Da Silva's 21-3, currently sitting at +140. Joe Solecki, man, good wrestling, good BJJ, pretty good striking. He showed good striking against Jim Miller, and then he was wrestled down in the first round and was able to compose himself, get up, and had 2 good rounds to get the win over Jim Miller. His last fight, though, against Jared Gordon, man, he got Jared Gordon down early, like 30 seconds into the first round, and then worked for rear nakeds and a lot of submissions, seemed to gas himself out a little bit. He was real slowed down in the second round, and by the third, both of them were pretty gassed, but he looked real tired, ended up losing the split decision. I kind of thought he won that fight. But 11-3, he's got 8 wins by submission. You've seen him choke out Austin Hubbard. Great fights, man. He's had good fights. The fight with Jim Miller showed that he's good. But like I said, he can slow down just a little bit. Alex Da Silva, on the other hand, too, man, this guy's got great wrestling. I think he'll probably have the better wrestling in this fight for the first round and a half. He's got really good BJJ himself, and he's got good striking. He might have better striking than Joe Solecki, so that's something to look out for. And I think he'll have better wrestling, but he kind of slows down in the second round, too. So this is like a weird fight because both of these guys want to do the exact same thing, and both of them kind of slow down a little bit. So I don't think either one's going to submit the other one, but I'm going to take Joe Solecki by decision. If you want to bet this fight, look at it live because I think Da Silva will win the first round like he did against Brad Riddell. He had him hurt a little bit, was able to take him down, control him, and but like I said, he slows down a little bit after that. I'm going to take Joe Solecki by decision, but this is going to be a close fight, and yeah, man, I have no bets on this. I don't even think I'll bet that or the over-under. Probably only end up again with 5 bets on this card. I got 2 right now, and I plan on having 5. I plan on betting a lot of over-unders because how the judges been lately, man. It's tough to pick the right fight and beat the judges. It's like fucking Tetris or a fucking Rubik's Cube or something. All right, man, next fight is Benoit Saint-Denis versus Niklas Stolze in the welterweight division. Benoit Saint-Denis is 8-1, currently sitting at -160. Niklas Stolze is 12-5, currently sitting at +130. Benoit Saint-Denis, man, you seen last fight, he might have took a life-altering beating, but I don't think so. He's only 26. He took a beating by Daleski dos Santos. He came in on short notice. He looked good in that first round, but then he got caught towards the end of it, and then in the second, man, he started just taking a beating. It should have been stopped a lot, and then when he would fight back, he actually looked good. He was landing takedowns in the second and third. It was wild. Real good wrestling, really aggressive wrestling. He's a really aggressive guy. He's a French special forces guy. So he's tough as nails, dude, and he's got good wrestling. He's got good submissions. He's got decent boxing with some power. You seen he was hitting Dulesky with some pretty nice shots. He's got these weird uppercuts he throws that are really nice. He's finished all 8 of his wins. 7 of them are by sub, man. The guy really takes people to the ground and just subs them, man. He goons them. Super tough, though, man, with good cardio. Really nice left power uppercut. That's what I'm going to be looking for in this fight. Because Niklas Stolze, man, we've seen him fight 2 times in the UFC, right? His first fight, he was out-grappled by Ramazan Emeev. His second fight, he was outstruck by Jared Gordon. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what there is really much to see in him. I know he landed a good knee on Ramazan Emeev in the end of the first round and caught him with a little shot, but, like, you know, he didn't put him out or nothing. He's got good striking, good kickboxing, comes from a kickboxing background. Really nice stepping and flying knees. Saint-Denis is going to have to watch that. That's really what I saw that he was really good at. He seems to slow down by the second round, especially if he has to grapple. He's got these good front jump kicks with some power. He's got decent BJJ. He had 5 submissions on the regional scene, but, you know, it's not against anybody good. But he seems to be very low output, and he's super hittable. He was getting hit pretty good against Emeev, but he has no power. And as soon as he got hit against Gordon, man, he was done. So I'm going to take Benoit Saint-Denis by decision. He may be able to get a submission on him, but or even a knockout. Really, dude looks like he hits hard too. But I'm gonna take Saint-Denis by decision, and I have actually a pretty big bet on him. I put 2.5 units to win 1.5, and yeah, man, I think that he's gonna be the better fighter here, to be honest, because Niklas Stolze, like I said, 2 fights in the UFC, 0-2, out grappled, outstruck. So I don't know where to put anything good for him. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Mike Trizano versus Lucas Almeida. Mike Trizano's 9-2, currently sitting at minus 235. Lucas Almeida is 13-1, currently sitting at plus 195. And man, this is gonna be another crazy fight because this Lucas Almeida dude is just like the Askar dude. Mozharov dude. These guys go crazy from the opening second with both hands, both legs, just throwing punches, man. It's wild to see 2 of these same type of dudes on the same card. Mike Trizano, though, man, he's got really nice kickboxing. You've seen him on The Ultimate Fighter. You've seen him win the Ultimate Fighter show. Really good kickboxing. Got a win over Luis Pena. Got a nice win over Ludovic Klein. His last fight, he had a tough fight with Hakeem Dawodu, who's a savage. He's got really nice movement and feints. He's really long. He's got good takedown defense and good get-up game. He controls the octagon with forward pressure like you've seen him do against Ludovic Klein there. He's good, man. He's good, really good technical fighter too, and he's got decent wrestling in BJJ when he uses it. He actually started in BJJ. Like he's got some submissions to him too, but he's got a good long jab. But he can be low output at times, you know, just kind of follow people around the ring. But he's really tough with really good cardio. Now Lucas Almeida, like I said, this dude's crazy, man. He's 13-1. He's fought lower level competition on the Brazilian scene, but he just goes nuts as soon as the bell rings. He's just like Askar, throwing them hooks, throwing leg kicks, kicks everywhere. He doesn't really seem like he has a game plan. If he gets too close when he's throwing punches and somebody takes him down, then he's just on the ground, or he'll just take them down. He'll fall into the clinch, try to take them down, but he seems to slow down and he doesn't have much technique, man. Like I said, he's fighting lower level guys. I think in this fight against Trizano, actually, and I wanted to say too, Lucas, all 13 of his wins are by finish. He's got 8 KOs and 8 wins by sub, and he's got really nice flying knees, and he's got really nice boxing with good power with both hands. But in this fight, I just think that Trizano's technique's going to be too much for him. I think Trizano can even back him up. Like Lucas Almeida is going to come out crazy at first. Trizano will be able to protect himself, and I just believe that after the first round, Trizano is going to be able to just back him up with pressure and hit him with some good shots. And I don't know if he'll get the finish because Trizano ain't that much of a finisher, but I got the Trizano by a 30-27 win. Like I think he's going to win the first round too, because Almeida is going to be coming in throwing crazy punches and kicks like he does, and I think Trizano is going to counter him a couple times, slow him down, and once he puts Almeida on his back foot like he did Ludovic Klein, it's going to be a problem for Almeida because he's not used to going backwards. So give me Trizano by decision. I actually have him in a pretty big parlay. He's part of another 2-fight parlay. Next fight, we have Erin Blanchfield versus JJ Aldrich. We got Erin Blanchfield is 8-1, currently sitting at minus 570. JJ Aldrich is 11-4, currently sitting at plus 395. Man, Erin Blanchfield she looks like a phenom to me. Honestly, of girls, she really looks like she has the goods to be like, you know, a champ. She's only like 22 years old. She's only like 22 years old. She has excellent wrestling, excellent BJJ, pretty good striking actually. She's got pretty good striking herself. She's got a nice fast jab she uses to pressure opponents, back up against the cage so she can land some takedowns. But her grappling and transitions are phenomenal. You've seen her against Miranda Maverick. I bet Miranda Maverick in that fight, and Blanchfield dominated her from start to finish. She was taking her down every time Maverick would stand back up. She just mat returned her. Her transitions were like flawless. This girl's really good. Her only loss is to Tracy Cortez, and it was a split decision. We see Tracy Cortez as a savage. She's got really nice clinch with inside and outside trips out of that clinch takedowns. Really good judo throw and hip tosses. I mean, this girl is the real deal, dude. She's relentless, smothering style with a great gas tank, and she's tough as hell. I think this girl's special, and I think this girl really is going to be the future. JJ Aldrich, on the other hand, she's got good boxing. She's got pretty good defensive and offensive wrestling. But she's just kind of like basic, She's like okay everywhere. She's got, like I said, good offensive, defensive wrestling, decent jiu-jitsu. She's not subbing nobody. She's not ground and pounding nobody. Standing up, she's got good boxing. She don't use too many kicks. But I just think, man, that Blanchfield's going to be too much for her in this fight. I think Blanchfield's going to be able to end up getting as many takedowns as she wants. I don't know if she's going to get the sub or not because, it's like JJ Aldrich is super tough. But I do believe that she'll definitely be able to land her takedowns, use her transitions, get a ton of control time. And if JJ does start to fade a little bit, I could see Blanchfield getting a finish. But man, I know the line's out of control on this, but I really do think that JJ Aldrich is a terrible athlete, man. She just like you can tell she's not a good athlete. She's not very fast. She's not very powerful, like none of that. So I'm taking Blanchfield by decision, possibly submission, but Blanchfield's going to round out my parlay with Mike Trizano. So I got Mike Trizano and Blanchfield. I got 3 units to win 2 units on that, and I'm pretty confident in that because, like I said, Almeida with Trizano he's just a loose cannon, but Trizano's going to be way too technical for him and have some pretty good power. And then Blanchfield's going to smother JJ Aldrich. So that's the parlay there. Blanchfield and Trizano. Like I said, it don't pay much. It's 3 units to win 2 units, but man, that's 2 units that I think is pretty easy money. Next fight's in the men's welterweight division. We got Andreas Michalidis versus Rinot Fakhretinov. Excuse me. Andreas Michalidis 13-5, currently sitting at plus 215. Rinot is 20-2, currently sitting at minus 275. Michalidis is coming down to 170 for this fight for the first time. He's been fighting at 185, and his first fight was actually, I believe, at 205 in the UFC. On short notice, he's got pretty good striking. He's got decent wrestling. He's got decent BJJ. He has some decent spinning attacks, but yeah, man. When he lets his hands go, he does have power, but he can be low output. And he can be hurt, and he can be, like you've seen against KB Bueller. He really wasn't able to do much with him. He was able to take him down, and he just laid on him, and it looked like he was tired. He has a bad gas tank too. Rinot, this dude's 20-2, Russian guy out of Moscow. He's good. I watched as many of the fights as I could find on him, and to be honest, man, like he's got really good wrestling. He's got okay striking. It looks like he's some crazy striker with that knockout of Eric Spicely. But if you go watch the rest of his fights, he's not even really throwing punches. He's just trying to get it to the ground. He's got a decent jab to that power overhand right that I said that he hit Spicely with. But he kind of just wants to get opponents down and lay on him, man. He's kind of boring, and he's fought really low-level competition. In his last 14 fights, he's fought 3 opponents with 0-0 records. He's got 2 opponents that had 1-1 records. He's got 1 opponent that was 1-2, 1 opponent that was 2-1, 1 opponent that was 3-3, and 1 opponent that was 0-1-1. So 9 shitty opponents out of his last 14. I mean, these dudes don't even, 7 of them didn't even have winning records. So it's like he hasn't fought the best people. So for him to be minus 300, the good thing for him in this fight is that Michalidis ain't that good like anywhere. Like he's not a standout anywhere, but he could pop. And Michalidis has a little bit of power, and he might look good at 170. So I'm staying away from this fight altogether. But I'm taking Rinot by a boring decision because I think he will have the wrestling. But this dude, you're going to be fading this dude going forward because, like I said, his striking didn't look all that great to me. Like I said, he's got some power, but he throws like that 1-2. But he just wants to get the fight to the ground. And he, like I said, he's got some wins on his record, and he's 22. But, man, he's been fighting. He's been fighting bums. Next fight, so I'm just going to stay away from that fight, see how it goes. Next fight is in the men's flyweight division. We got Osborne versus Zarrukh Adashev. Osborne is 10-4, currently sitting at -170. Zarrukh Adashev is 4-3, currently sitting at +140. And this is going to be a nice striking match, man. Both these dudes are like kickboxers. Does come from a wrestling background, but he doesn't use it too much. He's got really fast hands, man. Is really fast hands, leg kicks, flying knees, decent offensive and defensive wrestling, nice front kicks, fast front kicks to the body too. He used that a lot against the one dude in the last fight that just beat Rodriguez. I'll think of his name here in a minute. But yeah, man, he's got 8 wins by finish, 4 by KO, 4 by sub, so he's pretty dangerous everywhere. But he slows down bad in the third. He's like Vivian Arugio in the third, man. He slows down. He fights hard and fast in the first 2 rounds, and then he just has to survive in that third. But yeah, Zarrukh Adashev, really nice kickboxing himself. Both these guys are going to use some kickboxing. He's got really powerful leg kicks. You've seen he was using that against Benoit in the last fight, man. He was tearing his leg up. Super fast hands with power in both of them, too. He's got decent offensive and wrestling and grappling, which he comes from a kickboxing background, but he actually does have pretty good get-up game and counter grappling. He's got decent takedowns himself, but he's got a super fast power body kick, man. I really like the power body kick, man. Really, he's really good at counter punching. Like, this dude's actually good. His record don't show up, but I mean, he was thrown into the UFC early, and he was real young. And on short notice on a couple fights. But he's kind of small. He's 5'5" with the 65-inch reach, where Ode's 5'7" with the 72. So Ode is going to be 2 inches taller with the 7-inch reach. And that's where I like Ode with that. But, man, I don't like Ode's chin. I actually like Zarrukh's chin a little better, and I like Zarrukh's toughness. And I think Zarrukh can actually tear up that lead leg of Ode's and by the third round start taking over. So I'm not going to bet this either. I'm just going to watch this because who knows what's going to happen with these guys. But I am going to take Zarrukh Adashev as an underdog, man, because I really think this dude has a chance. Like, I'm not that high on Ode Osborne, and Zarrukh's kind of impressed me in some fights. So let me get, even when Zarrukh fought Sumadarji, man, he was getting beat up in the first, and he came back and made it a great fight in that second and third. This dude's pretty decent, man, to be an underdog. Next fight is in the men's flyweight division. We got Jeff Molina versus Zhalgas Zhumagulov. Molina is 10-2, currently sitting at -185. Zhalgas Master Z is 14-6, currently sitting at +155. Jeff Molina, man, excellent boxing, pretty good counter offensive and defensive wrestling, pretty good BJJ, really good ground and pound when he's on top. He really likes to counter strike, though, a lot, man. He's got a mean counter right. You seen him hit Aori Kulang. He hit him with that and was able to drop him. 7 out of his 10 wins are by finish. He's got really nice grappling and scrambling abilities. You've seen against Daniel da Silva in his last fight. He was able to survive some pretty tough situations and then get the finish. And he's really super tough, super good cardio, and super durable. And he comes on strong in the third round, man. This kid's cardio builds as the fight goes. I really like it. And he's well rounded with KO power in the hands. And he really boxes a lot. He don't throw too many leg kicks, but he's got really good boxing, and he's really tough. Master Z, man, really nice striking himself. He's got really good offensive and defensive wrestling. He really likes to wrestle more. If he can out-wrestle a guy, man, and get his BJJ going, which he might be able to do in this fight, he can win. He's got some good wins in his career. He's got a win over Tagir. He's got a win over Ali Timov or something like that. Some good wins. But he's good at switching stances in boxing. He's got good head movement and feints. He throws power in every shot he throws. You seen it? He was piecing up Manel Cape for like them first 2.5 minutes till I think Manel like kind of got his power. Manel kind of got mad and started throwing real power, and he was able to finish Z. But yeah, man, he seems to slow down, too. After like a round and a half, he's not as quick. His feints ain't as good. And if he takes some damage, he seems to slow down, too. So I'm going to take Jeff Molina by decision just because he's going to have a tough first round. Molina starts a little slow anyways. But I think that Z will probably win that first round. So you might want to look at betting this live. And then Molina, I think, take over that second and third. I don't think he'll get a finish because I don't think he hits as hard as Manel Cape. But it's going to be a good one. But I don't have no bets on this fight either, man. A lot of these fights, I just don't like the lines, you know, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen in some of them because these are not a lot of these dudes are real good UFC vets, man. I like to bet vets over like just betting these up and coming or just debutante guys because the vets, you know what you're going to get most of the time. All right, next fight is in the women's flyweight division. We got Poliana Botelho versus Karine Silva. Botelho is 8-4, currently sitting at -110. Silva is 14-4, currently sitting at -120. It's going to be a good girls fight, man. Both these girls are tough. Both these girls are finishers. Poliana Botelho, really nice power striking. She really likes to stand. She's got like a nice Muay Thai stance. She likes to throw big knees in the clinch. She likes to throw long punches, long kicks, leg kicks. She has really powerful body kicks. She has 2 body kick KOs in her career. One in the Suki Kondo. She's got one in the UFC, so that was a good one. She's got good forward pressure, good octagon control, really good clinch, really good striking in the clinch. Her knees, she's real long. She's 5'8" with the 67-inch reach, where Silva's 5'5" with the 67-inch reach. So she's long and tall, and she's got powerful leg kicks, but she doesn't really set her kicks or punches up, man. She'll just throw a long leg kick with just out of nowhere naked. So, I mean, she'll pay for that when she fights some better strikers, but she's been fighting a lot of grapplers and stuff lately, which is what she's pretty much getting here. Karine Silva, man, this girl's awesome. She's got pretty good striking. She's got a little wild striking, but it's not bad at all. She's got pretty good power and pretty good striking, and she's got good wrestling. She's got really nice ground and pound. All her 14 wins are by finish. She's got 6 subs and 8 ground and pound or KO, ground and pound TKO, and just KOs. So all of her 14 wins, that's crazy for a girl, especially due to a 125er, man. All of her wins are by finish. She's got 4 losses. I was watching them. The one she got knee barred when she was going for a knee bar and they was rolling around, but the girl she was fighting just fought Kayla Harrison and did pretty good against her. And that girl, yeah, she was a lot bigger. She's like, that girl fights at like 155, 145 now, and Karine was fought all the way down at 115. She's fighting at 125 now. And then she's got another loss against Marina Moroz, where she ran in and threw this crazy Superman punch, and then took Moroz down in it. Moroz had fell, and she fell right into an armbar. So her losses are good losses to good fighters. This girl's really good. She's got good wrestling, really good BJJ. Like I said, all them finishes. She's got good ground and pound with power that she uses to set up submissions. Decent boxing and kicks. She's got really nice judo throws from the clinch. So if Botelho does clinch up with her to throw these big knees and stuff she's going to get judo tossed. She's going to get hip tossed. Really nice body lock takedowns too. She's a finisher and she goes for the finish at all times, which I like. And she's dangerous on the ground with KO or with sub. I'm taking Karine Silva. I'm going to take her by second round, rear naked choke. I'm going to say the first round they have a nice little fight. She gets at the ground a little bit. But Botelho also slows down a little bit. She looked real good in a couple of her fights, even against Jillian Robertson. She has lost to Jillian Robertson, which I think could look a lot like this fight, where she looked good in the first round, but Robertson really couldn't get no takedowns. But in the second, she slowed down a little bit, and Robertson was able to start landing her takedowns, getting her control time. So give me Karine Silva. And I might bet her. I really think she can get the win here. I think this girl could actually be like pretty good and be a star in the UFC. Next fight is the co-main event. We got Dan Ige versus Movsar Evloev. Ige is 15-5, currently sitting at plus 295. Evloev is 15-0, currently sitting at minus 370. Oh man, dude, that's a wild line to me for this fight. Like, man, because Dan Ige is good everywhere. He's well-rounded. Every fight he fights is going to be a close fight. He's not getting blown out by anybody, or he's going to win. He's got good striking with power. He's got good offensive wrestling, and he's got good defensive wrestling. He's got good judo. He's got really good BJJ. He's got good sweeps. He's got good submissions. When he's standing, he's got super fast hands with pretty good power himself. You've seen last fight against Josh Emmett. Every fight he's had. Or maybe his last one might have been Korean Zombie. Josh Emmett, Korean Zombie, anybody. He's got really fast hands. He's got I love that he likes to rip the body, man. Dan Ige will rip the body, go back up to the head. I like that. He's got good clinch with knees and good uppercuts out of the clinch. He's got a good uppercut just in general, too. He's a very patient striker with good fight IQ. And he's just really tough, well-rounded Hawaiian fighter, man. And them are the dudes you want to back. But he's fighting Evloev, who's a tough, crazy Russian, man. This dude, excellent wrestling, excellent BJJ. He's got pretty good ground and pound. He's got pretty good striking standing up. He's got a really good jab, but he doesn't have any power, man. He hits with pillows. He needs to be able to grapple his opponents, really, when he's getting up to the level of opponents he's about to get up to. But he's got non-stop wrestling, and he's got pretty good cardio. Very tough with great fight IQ. but his striking defense ain't the best. And like I said, his striking, he's got a good jab and stuff, but he can be hit, and he hits so soft that he's not going to be able to stand up with Dan Ige that much in this fight. I'm telling you, I was just watching a bunch of their fights, and I don't think Evloev is going to be able to stand up that much. Like Nick Lentz was able to land some pretty good shots on Evloev. And then not only that, but when Evloev shoots in, man, I've seen him get put in a guillotine, like tight guillotines by Nick Lentz, Mike Grundy, like a whole bunch of people are able to like sink these in where he's like one second from tapping. But he's got good BJJ and he's tough. He fights it out. But dude, I don't know how he's minus 370 against Dan Ige here. This is such a huge step up in competition for Evloev, man. I keep going back and forth on this fight. I think that this fight should be like Evloev minus 150 because he does have the wrestling advantage. We've seen Ige get taken down by like Bektik and held down a little bit, and Korean Zombie was able to hold him down. But I don't know if Evloev's going to be able to do the same thing, man. So at minus 370, I'm going to take Evloev to be able to wrestle, and be able to land the takedowns and I guess get a decision. But man, I don't know, dude. I think Dan Ige has a really good chance to win this fight, and this line should be way closer. And if it just keeps getting out of control, I might throw something on Ige. But as of now, I have no bet on this, and I'm just going to watch it as a fan. But I'm going to pick Evloev by decision, but man, all the value is on Ige, and Ige could easily win this. Ige could knock this kid out, because especially by the third, Evloev looked tired against Nick Lentz in the third, and he couldn't even get Nick Lentz down really by the third round. If that happens with Ige by the second, man, Ige is going to box this kid's head off, man. The stand up ain't gonna be too close, I don't think. All right, man, we're to the heavy we're to the main event in the heavyweight division. We got Alexander Volkov, 34-10, currently sitting at minus 150 versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik, 12-3, currently sitting at plus 120. It's going to be a good kickboxing heavyweight fight, man. Both these guys like to kickbox. This is in the small octagon. Both these guys like to kickbox. Volkov got, good boxing against Alistair Overeem. He's got a good 1-2. He's got good power now that he's gained a lot of weight. He's gotten a lot bigger. Really good 1-2. He's got really good front kicks up the middle because the dude's a monster. He's 6'7" with the 80-inch reach. Jairzinho Rozenstruik 6'2" with 78-inch reach, so he's going to have 5 inches of height, 2 inches of reach. But he's got good takedown defense. He's not going to need it here. He's got KO power in his hands and feet, but not like Rozenstruik. But he's got good striking. But when he's got no worries being taken down like he did against Alistair Overeem, man, he looked really good. Or against like Walt Harris, he looks really good, man. He can get his striking going because he's not worried about the takedowns at all. And that's why this makes this fight real interesting, because Jairzinho Rozenstruik in the small cage. Man, I don't know if this is going to be a kickboxing match and Jairzinho Rozenstruik holds all the power. Like, I don't think Volkov's going to knock Rozenstruik out. We've seen Ngannou could do that, but nobody else, Cyril Gane, nobody else was able to finish Rozenstruik. So I don't know if Volkov was going to be able to do that, because he's got excellent kickboxing. He's got very fast hands and feet. He's going to be a lot faster than Volkov here. Since Volkov put on his weight, he slowed down a lot. His movement, he used to be like a kickboxer that was real light on his feet, heavy feints, heavy movement, and he's not. He's more plodding now, especially against like Alistair Overeem and them. But he's going to get good octagon control. He takes the center of this cage. This is Rozenstruik. He's got good octagon control. He takes center of the cage. He's super fast and explosive when he strikes, and but Rozenstruik really likes to counter strike too. This could end up being like a terribly boring kickboxing match, like every one of Rozenstruik's fights are when it's him versus a kickboxer, because they're both worried about throwing punches. But this is in the small cage, so these guys ain't gonna have much choice but to fight, man. Nice powerful leg kicks, and his hands are so heavy that if he hits you with either thing, he's got a knockout with he's got KOs with the right cross, counter left hook, uppercut, jab, and a right hook. And them are just knockouts, not even going to the ground and pound. So, man, in this fight, I'm going to take the underdog, Rozenstruik. I'm going to say that for most of the fight, he's probably going to be getting pieced up a little bit, but because Volkov throws more volume. But I think that since Volkov is bigger, he doesn't move as much as he used to, and it's in the small cage, that eventually Jairzinho is going to hit him with a big shot and fold him. That's really what I think is going to happen. I have no bet on this fight. I want to see what the over-under looks like, because, I could see the over hitting if they just do a slow, boring kickboxing match like Rozenstruik can do sometimes. But I also want to see if they set it too high, because the under could definitely hit if Rozenstruik lands a giant shot. So I'm going to take Rozenstruik by third round KO. No bets on that yet. And like I said, I don't know if I will get around to betting it. So for right now I have 2 bets locked in. I have the Blanchfield Trizano parlay, and then I have Benoit Saint-Denis locked in. And then I'll go back on Tuesday, and I'm going to put in the rest of my bets, and I'll drop an official bets video. I'm going to drop it earlier this week, or next week. I'll drop it by like Wednesday for everybody since I got this video out so early. We're going to do a live show on Johnny K Picks channel on Wednesday, I believe, of next week. So look out for that at 7 o'clock at night. And appreciate everybody watching my show again. Go check me out on Instagram if you haven't already. It's Blood Money MMA Bets. That's where I post all my betting slips and you know, do like third-person verification that these bets are all going in, and I'm doing as good as I'm doing. So, like I said, man, 105. My bet record is 105-70 for plus 46.3 units, and I'm gonna get that up to 100 units hopefully by December. So, I appreciate everybody watching, everybody commenting. If you haven't already, please go like this video. Please subscribe to it, and yeah, man, everybody have a good Memorial Day weekend, and I'll see you next week. But good luck next weekend, or if you're betting on anything this weekend. See you guys.